Yeah, so welcome to my review of the Hisenior Mega5P. These are a kind of mid-level-ish kind of hybrid. So they have 4 balanced armatures per side and 1 dynamic driver. And yeah, usual full disclaimers. I'd like to thank a viewer for lending me, he's loaning me his unit. So when I'm finished, I'm going to send it back. And I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Yeah, I was not paid to do this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. Now, I've tried some Hisenior stuff in the past, and some of them get a good rep. And this model in particular does get some good feedback. And yeah, let's just get into it. So this is what it comes with. Not much there. And here's the accessories. So it comes with a bunch of tips and a cleaning cloth. And the cable it comes with, which is over here because I've been using it, seems pretty good. It's a little bit stiff, but the quality seems fine. So straight 3.5. You can see the kind of weave. It's not too bad. It's just a little stiff. Wire split. Chin slider is quite effective, if that really matters to you. And here's the hook design. So the connectors are quite big. I didn't really have any issues. There's also no colours on them, so you have to look for the letter. So you can just see R there. And there's left. So not that clear, but it is what it is. Now onto the IEMs themselves. So the Mega5P, you can see my fingerprints, but 2 pin there. Very subtle design, and that's it. So yeah, I'm going to go straight into the review because obviously I've put some errors on these, and as these are a used unit, I'm going to worry about it like any time. You can just about see through as well. So obviously these have been used before. There's plenty of time on them. So yeah, straight into the review, and these are a good set. Yeah, so yeah, see you in the review. Yeah, so on to my review section of the Hisenior Mega5P. So straight into the specs, because I didn't mention before. They are, I say, 5 drivers per side, 4 balanced armatures, 1 dynamic driver. I think they use a mixture of Knowles and Sonian, that's from what I can see, which is pretty cool. Impedance of 19 ohms, sensitivity of 112 dB. And noise isolation is negative 20 dB as well, which is not too bad at all. And yeah, so straight on to kind of, I'd say comfort, because that's obviously very important. I found the comfort on these very good. They are, I'd say, medium size IEMs. They're not massive, but they're not small. I think they're fitted great. There's that little bit here sticks up, but it's not too bad, as you can see. But yeah, they're very secure. I was quite happy, and they're not very heavy either. Well, they're not light, they're not heavy, they're not like metal or anything like that. So the comfort I found was actually pretty good. And same straight into build quality while I'm at it. Again, I do like what they've done with that kind of paint, like paint in water kind of effect. It's hard to describe it. They are very subtle. No, the text on them. This has a bit more kind of an effect on it. Obviously, they are fingerprint magnets were kind of grease, but that happens when you got black kind of finish with the, you know, kind of really gloss type of finish. So yeah, let's get on to Soundstage while we're at it. So Soundstage on these I found was actually quite a nice 3D presentation, to be honest. They did I'm not sure how they've tuned these, but the 3D presentation, so depth, width and depth, was pretty cool actually. They don't really sound like the soup in your head or anything like that. Quite nice actually, not bad at all. I've heard wider sounding ones, and if you really want even wider, go for earbuds or headphones. IEMs are, you know, it's in your ear canal, so you always have to bear that kind of in mind. And yes, so technical performance, I found the technical performance on these actually pretty good. Not the best. The Mangird T 2, which I have, which I'll talk about later on because they are quite important, is they are better than this. But the technical performance for, I think these are $240 as of when I'm doing this video, is actually pretty good as well. The overall driver tuning and crossover is done very nicely. And yeah, so sound, obviously that's why we're here. So I'm going to overlay the graph now so you can see what you think. So bass, I found the bass kind of really good kind of level. They're not bass head ones, but there's enough for excitement. So I think the dynamic driver that they've used is actually, I think it seems to be pretty good. You know, it's got good attack. It's not a crazy amount, but they're not bass light either. These overall I found was very balanced tuning, and I do like there's a little bit of bleed as well towards the bottom of the mid range. Gives it some body in my opinion, but yeah, I think they're pretty. I was really happy with the bass performance. Same for the decay, attack, all good. Sub bass as well doesn't really roll off. Yeah, so I think the bass level, well, the bass part of these, I think is a really solid choice. So mid range is, again, you can see it's a little forward, but it's very, very subtle. I like what they've done again. Very nice tuning. Everything's very clear, transparent, not shoved in your face like some, you know, like some models are. Again, I do like what they've actually done with it. I found it very smooth, but very, very detailed at the same time. Again, I do like what they've done. And as far as I'm aware, there's no balanced armatures in the nozzle. That's all in the body, which is what you want. And yes, so mid range I think is pretty solid. Again, really good choice what they've done. So straight into the treble. So again, treble, very well balanced. The 8K peak is obviously from the coupler. Very good instrument separation as well. Again, very clear, no fatigue, but you've got all the detail there without anything being fatiguing or getting on your nerves or anything like that. I do like how instruments, the initial attack of instruments, just how they sound, is very good. Not the most natural, because armatures I don't think can do that. DDs are always the best for like natural kind of sound, but from what the drivers they've used, there seem to be good quality ones, and I do like the actual the treble performance, and as you can see, it does extend as well. Doesn't drop off a cliff like sometimes when some get to 8K or 10K, it drops off like a cliff. These don't, and there's no really weird peaks like past that. There is one you can see about just under 6K, but I don't really hear that. I don't have any sibilants or anything like that. I found the treble quite easy to listen to be honest. Yeah, quite a good set, and the graph looked very familiar to the Manga T's, which it's been a while, a few months ago, but I did do a fresh listen just before this video, and I'll probably probably go into the conclusion. Now, do I recommend these? Yes. For $240, what they are priced off right now, they're worth that. But Manga T2, like I mentioned before, so when I listened to this initially and graphed them, I thought the graphs seemed very familiar. So I've got the Manga T1s and T2s, and they do graph kind of similar. The T2 I think are the better option if you can afford it, but they are $110 more, and I don't think they're worth that. The Manga T2, it just sounds, the performance seems a little bit better. It's like a touch clearer. Again, no fatigue on them pair either. These are like nearly as good, but for $110 less. And another one I might squeeze in now is the JQ4U Pro. That's a model that seems to graph basically the same as these, so I'm thinking it's the same OEM, whoever makes them, makes these. I I've got no proof of this, but it does look like that on graphs. They seem to graph like the same. So, but yeah, overall tune on these is very good, very balanced sounding, like a jack of all trades. Again, the T2s are better, like everywhere, I think, but for 240 or less, if you get them in a sale, these are a solid pick. I do like the overall tonality and tuning, build. I like the simple look. I think they overall are very good. They perform very well on a lot of things. They don't ultimately excel everywhere. They just do a very nice job of what they've got. They're not perfect, but what they do well. They do very well. Just the T2s, I think, are better if you want to spend the extra money. They are semi. You can just about see through. I don't think the camera will show it. But yeah, I'll stop rambling there because the video gets long. But yeah, I do recommend these sets. If you get them as a deal, less than I think $239 when I checked before this video, I think they are worth that. And this is a sign of how hybrids tuned right in a way. Obviously the T2 is better, more money. But yeah, solid set. They get my rec. And yeah, if you know anything in particular about these, let me know in the comments. But yeah, they seem to do, I'll just squeeze in the end, they did seem to do a very good job across a lot of genres. Again, no fatigue, but they've got the details I found for what you want. Just depends if the graph suits what you want. So if you're a bass head, these aren't for that. They may suit some genres less, like if you for some like electronic music or some hip hop where you want a lot more low end that these have. They don't have that. EQ might help with that, but I didn't try that. And anyway, yeah, if you know anything particular, let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.